Alright, so we got China versus Auto. And, you know, it's a new season, so it's always a little interesting at the new season. Like, nobody's their set rank yet, so, you know, you might play versus some really good players, you know, that haven't played enough games to get to their actual rank. So it's always a bit of a mess and kind of hectic as the new season starts and everybody, you know, essentially starts at like bronze kind of against AoE HK. Oh, nice. That's pretty hilarious. Just like chilling in chat and play versus him. All right. Okay. Oh, it's 4:50. Okay, I got no time. Okay, so real quick. So this map is called Flank Woods. So it's got these cliffs, right? All right, let me pause. So it's got obviously like the 4 cliffs here, and what I noticed, like just quickly looking at the map, is that sheep usually spawn like around the cliffs. So when you're doing your scouting, you should rush to the cliffs. You'll miss the Knights. So let's kind of just look at the map right now. So a lot of times they'll spawn like on the outskirts of the cliff, like here, and then they'll also spawn like up on top of this cliff. So here, there's actually like none, or here's one. So very little on this one, but then there's one here. Let's check the other side. Here, there's one sheep there, another sheep there. And then some sheep over here. Yeah, the opponents has it more kind of normal where they're hugging the cliff, and then yeah, there's one here, there's maybe some like lost in the forest here. But yeah, usually you see like a sheep right here, yeah, sheep right there. So yeah, and then yeah, 2 here. So yeah, that's how this map usually goes. Like the sheep are kind of like on the outskirts of these little corners, and then also like on the inside of it. So yeah, and then there's sometimes like one sheep, you know, scattered here and whatnot, but only 9 deer each instead of 14 on a normal map. Yeah, this map is not a good pro scout map for a couple reasons. It does seem like there's a lot of sheep on this map, and each player has 2 boars, so it's a bad pro scout map. But you could make the argument that pro scouts is so good with some civs that maybe you still want to do pro scouts. It's viable doing pro scouts on this map, but this is like one of the worst pro scout maps probably in the game. Yeah, exactly. And there's 3 close. Yeah, I would not pro scout on this map just because you can go for the boar. Like the boars are pretty close to your town center, especially if you like lower it in even a little bit further. Especially with China on this map, you could go back to like the old school China build if you want, where you just do the fast dynasty, where you do like Imperial Academy and then Barbican, or you could even do just age up with the Barbican, and then you could like drop a Barbican right here, and then lock down a boar, berries, and gold mine. Yeah, so there's definitely options. I probably would not do. The Imperial Academy is still so good that you probably want to do the Imperial Academy first, and then if you want, you could do the Barbican right away, or there's really no rush to get onto the board though. So that's yeah. I think when I play this map, you already have a lot of sheep, and there's the 3 deer here, so your food's gonna last a while anyways. So you don't really have to rush the Barbican down, but whenever you do Barbican, it is really nice to be able to build it right here and on top of the board. So yeah, I would probably play just more standard. I would skip pro scouts with China, and then just whenever you do build Barbican, build it on the board. Yeah. All right, and then yeah, so you're playing versus Ottoman. Ottoman, they might do the Spearman Rush. All the resources are within like TC range here, so yeah, there's nothing for them to really harass. All right, good, nice, quick Imperial Academy. Is this another person saying that he played against you? No way, that actually would be pretty wild. Alright, so yeah. Queuing up Imperial Fishers right away. Nice, nice. Don't get idle TC time. You actually didn't have to hop it. I mean, it's whatever. You didn't really have to jump your villas in the TC there, but it's fine. But yeah. You do have a little bit of, you do have some idle TC time right now, which, yeah, you actually have quite a bit of idle TC time. I'm in like 2 times speed right now. Yeah, that was pretty rough. You had a lot of idle TC time there. You probably lost like what, maybe 2 villagers. Yeah, you're down 2 vills right now. Or no, never mind. You're ahead of Vill. You have the Imperial official, so you actually have 18 vills to 17. Or no, you have 2 Imperial officials. Never mind. So Vill count's normal, but he also had idle TC time then, because you had a lot of idle TC time there. All right. Yep, so it's doing 3 Imperial officials. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different strategies you could do in this matchup. You know, you could make units in H2 and be a little aggressive. You can also fast castle, like the gold's within TC range. There's a lot of sheep on this map. There's 3 close deer. So fast castles are pretty good on this map. Yeah, I don't know, there's lots of options. This guy's aging, he's gathering a shit ton of stone. He's aging like super late. So yeah, you want Pro Scouts. Yeah, Pro Scouts, it's not good on this map. As you know, as we're saying, it's not horrible, but yeah, you shouldn't do Pro Scouts. And there's 2 TC, yeah, I can see like fast TC builds maybe being good on this map. The archer range is a little bit strange. Yeah, I mean the archer range is kind of a bad idea, and then you're just building a barracks. You shouldn't really. I think you get too focused on like building all of the military buildings in the influence of the Imperial Academy. Like this is actually bad. You're trying to build it like on the corner of the Imperial Academy, I think. But if you're in a fast castle, like this building is vulnerable, and it would be better to just build the barracks right here. You never build farms around the Chinese town center, so you can just build like the barracks right there. You could build the archer range right there. It's better to have your base more condensed in case like you're trying to sneak up to Castle Age. Like you don't want this to get sieged. You're making a wall, which I guess it's fine, but it's a little odd. And then you have like way too many military buildings. Like you're not really. So right now you're gathering resources as if you're trying to fast castle, but you have 3 military buildings, which is like just not good. If you're gonna fast castle, either do only the sable or do like maybe 2 military buildings, but you're spending a lot of wood. You haven't trained any units, but you're like trying to go Castle Age, but you're slowing your Castle Age down. I mean, now you're starting to train some units, but let's see what this guy's doing. So he's going early military schools, and then barracks stable. Yeah, so you're making, I guess, some units to secure the hunt, which is fine, but it's better to do 2 military buildings, yeah, than 3. Yeah, if you're trying to go castle like this. And then this is really dangerous, like you're moving out really far out on the map when you have like a very small army. You're going Castle Age, but then you're moving out, like, you're gonna assume that Alderman's probably gonna have Spahi. And you have like, I don't know, these units are very out of position. They should not be here. I think you're trying to like secure the hunt, but yeah, you gotta back up with these units. Yeah, like way out of position. Yeah, okay. I mean, you're deleting these units at this point. This is like very bad. Very bad. I mean, so you just gotta think like, you know, right now you have enough resources to go H3. So if he's not also aging, his army is gonna be bigger than yours no matter what, right? You don't have to see his army to know that his army is gonna be way bigger than yours. Because you hardly trained any units, you're about to go Castellate. So like, you gotta get a better game sense and to just know that this is a horrible decision. And like, you should never have archers this far out on the map. Yeah, so assuming these archers, I don't know how these archers haven't died yet, but finally, yeah. I mean, this is you're just suiciding your army, so yeah, this was really bad. Now, finally, he arrives with a Spahi. Yeah, so the army was just way out of position. You got a little bit of idle TC. Now, like during this fight, you're gonna have idle TC. You could be aging. You gotta queue up bills. Yeah, getting back to not being perfect with the villager production. Yeah. It's a lot of vital TC time. And then, like I said, now this barracks is outside of TC range and it's vulnerable to get killed. Finally, you queue up a bill, and you only queued up like one bill, so we gotta, should be queuing up a bunch more. You don't have the sense at all. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta know that, like, especially playing with Ottoman, and this is extremely dangerous too. Like, what the hell? You're building, you just saw he has a big army, and now you're building a landmark outside of TC range. Yeah, this is just a really bad idea. Like, you might get away with this, but if you do, yeah, you're just being lucky. You should have just built it, on top of the town center. You could still do the Imperial Palace, which is fine, but, yeah. And then you're making way too many military buildings. You gotta get out of this habit. I don't know, I guess you fell back into this habit of, especially when you're Chinese, because you can supervise military buildings. Like, you should have 2 military buildings, 3 at most. Like, you're making another barracks and another stable. Neither of these buildings make any sense at all. Like, this is really bad. You could, instead be getting upgrades. Yeah, you could be saving this for, like, a monastery. But, yeah, you do not need the military buildings at all. And then, yeah, this landmark is very poorly built. You're just lucky the game didn't end right there, or you would have had, like, cancel landmark, but you got super lucky. Yeah, he does have blacksmith, but no upgrades yet. But yeah, the main thing, you have, like, way too many military buildings. And then your TC's idle. You're actually having a lot of idle TC time. Your macro is just, like, completely all over the place. Yeah. There's a lot of idle TC time. Alright, now you're going for relics, which is nice. I don't think you should use this as soon as you hit the next age. You should just use the Imperial Spies. Even this is, like, dangerous. You're moving out. I don't know, like, moving out with your army, like, before any upgrades come in. And you have the ability to use Imperial Spies, and you have a scout, like, this guy's floating, like, insane amounts of res. Oh, he's about to age up, I guess, but yeah, this game is a bit of a mess, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I mean, you could get, some eco upgrades here if you want. But yeah, like I said, the 2 military buildings were both really bad. Yeah. Bringing the relics in nicely. I don't think you use the Imperial Spy ability at all this game, or you haven't, so yeah. I mean, Yeah, those are things you gotta just like have a habit, right? The second this building gets built, you click Imperial Spies, right? And that's the whole entire reason why you're building a landmark and you haven't used the ability. So that's obviously very bad. Your macro is looking pretty good, but that's a big fight here. This is actually a good fight to take. I mean, you could try to, you know, target the Mathers with the archers, but you have upgrades, and I think he doesn't. He does have some upgrades in here. Yeah, this is actually a good fight for you. You got the one relic. Yep, nice. Probably back up. I don't know if you want to like chase him all the way in, but alright, nice. You got 4 relics. Nice. This is where you could build like Barbkin. Building Barbkin right here would be really nice. Lock down a boar and berries in the gold mine. Yeah, idle TC though. And back to having way too much idle TC. You know, you never use the Imperial Spy ability. You think knights are better for back raiding? You could do knights, but he's really just trying to secure the relics mainly, so yeah, it's good. I mean, you probably should have wheelbarrow at this point. Try to get this relic. Yeah, you have oh, nice. Okay, you're trying to get it. You can build another monastery soon. But yeah, way too much auto TC time in this game. Like way too much. You should. Oh, actually, you're about to build a Megano. Nice. Yeah, I don't know how you lose this game. You're actually in a very good spot. But yeah, you gotta trade villas. You have like so much idle TC time, and you just killed 7 villas. Wait, okay. If you this is yeah, I'm pretty sure you lost this game. There should be no way to lose from here. I mean, you have too many villas in gold, especially once you get like a lot of relics. You gotta remember to take villagers off of gold, because then your gold's gonna start skyrocketing. Especially with China, right? You get so much gold from taxes. And then you're gonna have like 4 or 5 relics, so yeah, you can take every villa off gold, put them on wood. You're now kind of starting to do that. This would have been so. You should build Barbkin here. This is a perfect time to build Barbkin. Well, the mill is a good idea, but yeah, you know, Barbkin, you're just gonna be able. You have to build Barbkin eventually, right? For farms, it increases your villager production speed. So yeah, I mean, this is just a no-brainer. Build Barbkin right here. It'll keep these villagers like protected. So. Yeah, you have a ton of resources you're not spending right now, a ton of res. You just gotta start training stuff. These bills are idle. You push, okay, wow, you did just spend all of your res, so that's good. What did you build what did you do? Maybe you just queued up a ton of units? Well, that's good. Your macros, it looks like your macros improved. I mean, there's still some points where it gets messy, but I mean, and not using the Imperial Spies, very bad. But yeah, I think it looks like your macros probably the thing that's improved the most lately. Where's your other? I think you have another relic too, right? Where you might have a monk inside here. What? Yeah, I mean, you could take this boar inside that villager. Inside the village is the monk. Yeah, I mean, you gotta build a second monster so you can drop off the 2 other relics, right? You should have been prioritizing that way sooner. You know, you gotta have a wheelbarrow at this point. You can get like your other eco upgrades. You should back up here. This is really bad. I mean, it's an unnecessary fight, especially since you're on 5 relics. Like, you kind of want to play more defensive because you're gonna outscale, and you don't really want to make too many knights versus Ottoman because Janissaries are gonna counter them really well, and they're always gonna have Janissaries. So yeah, you don't really want to go heavy knights. Yeah, not the. I mean, it was nice getting on top of siege. You're starting to make like too many military buildings again. Like, this makes no sense. You just built like 3 stables when you need to build a monastery. you need a monastery for a long time, you just wasted like 450 wood on stables, or like 300 wood. So it's obviously a little bit odd. You know, there's a boar here, you're like ignoring the boar and you're going for berries instead, so it's obviously not good. And these guys are now supervising things, you know, they don't need to be. Imperial spies, do it! You have Cav, I mean, you could be raiding him a bit, right, if you send some knights back here. He's got, like, siege, his army's immobile, so yeah, sending some knights back to raid would be pretty good. Can you do Grand Area transition too late every game? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of barriers, so you're not really pressed on the time. But the main thing is, like, so what happened here with your priest? Like, did you just forget to build the monastery, or what's happening? Because I'm pretty sure you have the 5th relic too. I don't know if the other monks in here with the 5th relic, but like you can't just yeah, if you get a 4th relic and a 5th relic, like you have to build another monastery so you can deposit them in there. About monks, okay. And then also, like, you could have both of these sacred sites captured. Like, you've been aggressive for the last, like, 5-10 minutes. Like, you could have been getting a bunch of passive gold through the sacred sites. You're not doing some raids, which is nice. But, yeah, definitely, right? Lots of missed opportunities. I mean, you should definitely build the Barbican, right, at this point. Just drop the Barbican on the board. Or, you know, you could even drop Barbican on, like, sacred site, but... yeah. Alright, this will be a nice raid here. A really nice raid. Okay, now you have a ton of res. You just have to spend the resources. But yeah, I mean, very good raid. Yeah, there should be no way. And then, so did you just forget about this ability? Okay, now you did this. I think this was the first time you ever did it. So... rule of thumb, anytime, as soon as you age up to age 3 with this landmark, just use this ability immediately, and then you can look at the opponent's base, you can see all the military buildings they have, like, you know, everything they have, so you can then get a sense of, okay, what units I need to make to counter them. But yeah, you should be using this the second it becomes available, and, like, as often as you can. Yeah, but even, you should have used it way earlier, right? The cooldown isn't that long. So you should have used it much sooner in the game. Yeah, now you're just floating a ton of res. So you're building Barbican, building on boar, nice. I mean, you should have done this a way longer because these villagers were unprotected, gathering from the boar like without a tower or anything. So like versus a better player, like the village probably would have got raided. This is good. Your villager production is really good. We're just queuing up like a ton of villas. That's good to see. You could add a scout in your army so you get some line of sight. Not really seeing his army. I mean, you still have a ton of res, so just spend your resources. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's fine that the game is progressing to the late game. Like, you have 5 relics, so, well, I mean, you need to drop them off. So, it's actually good if the game progresses to the late game. Yeah, not really that relevant, but... yeah, I mean, your army's, like, sitting here without a scout, without any vision, so that's very bad. Like I said, you should have had both of these sacred sites captured a long time ago. There we go. Hopefully deposit these relics. Okay, finally deposit them. Okay, now you can capture sacred sites. And you should wall. At this point, you could wall, right? This map's very easy to wall, so just walling there would be nice, and like wall here. I mean, you have insane amounts of res, so I mean, you can age, you can attack. Just blindly building rams is like so bad. Like, you have no idea. Like, you guys are just fighting, and you're making rams for no reason, so it's not good. Like Rams aren't gonna help you win this fight. Your army is like really grouped. If you're playing for Siege, you could try to remember to do like the stagger formation or at least line formation, and then your units will be more spread out. But yeah, I mean these Rams are completely useless. You gotta just fight at this point. You get like half of your army's fighting. Well, okay, they're backing up a bit. It's kind of okay. You have insane amounts of res, so. And okay, so this is like general rule of thumb. Before a fight starts, you should put in units in production queue in advance. So you went and attacked the opponent. You decided when the fight was happening, and you're still like caught off guard. Like this should never happen. You went to your opponent to initiate the fight, and the fight basically just started, and we have 0 villagers in queue, and we have 0 military units in queue, and you have 5,000 resources. Like that is something that just should never happen. If you knew the fight was happening, so what you could have done right before you went and attacked the opponent, you could have queued up 15 villagers, you could have queued up, 10 horsemen at each stable, you could have queued up like 15 crossbowmen, right? You could have put in, completely depleted your bank, and then you'd be having reinforcements and everything would be happening while this fight's occurring. But this is obviously horrible. You're having a big fight, and you're floating 5k res, and you're doing nothing. You have 0 units in queue because you're spending time microing, which is fine, but you could have done all that stuff before the fight happened. You're like finally putting units in queue, but you queued up 3 units. When you have like 10 military buildings, you queued up 3 units, and you have, oh my god, you're randomly going imp for no reason. And you're also building like the landmark that, this landmark just doesn't make any sense. And this is where you're like accidentally aging up. I mean, this game was like completely unlosable for you. And you're actually going to lose. You just lost the fight pretty decisively, and you went imp. So that was horrible. Like, this game should have been an impossible game for you to lose. You had a huge lead. If you didn't age, you would have just won the game because you would have been able to make reinforcements right now. Like, you have 5 relics. It's fine that you lost that fight, but you were, not queuing up villagers during that fight. You weren't making any units during the fight. And then you aged up, which, I don't know, didn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, you could have waited, right? You didn't have to fight at that moment. But if you are going to take the fight and then you are going to lose the fight, don't age up. You should have kept making units. It's okay that you took the fight, but you should have knocked on H4 and then kept producing units and kept producing those. Yeah, I mean, the game's not over. Like, you still have a chance right now. He's, like, pushing this landmark for some reason, which isn't smart. I mean, you should use this ability so you can see where, stuff is. The game isn't over. You just need to try to group up. You can look at his army, try to see what his army composition is. You just need to start queuing up a ton of units. And then you have to try to take a fight, delay this fight for as long as possible. Like, he has a huge army. He should be ending the game, but he's, like, giving you a ton of time, so... Yeah, you just need to keep... You're doing a good job actually queuing up units, so that's good. Yeah, now you're playing good. Yeah, you have weird habits where, like, you go from playing, like, good, really good, and then you go... and then you play, like, really bad. It's kind of a weird mix when you're playing. But, yeah, you're still in this game. You're an age ahead. He could have ended the game, but he didn't attack. You should probably get like you're gonna have to start gathering gold soon. told me so many times in the past to have a scout in front of the army, and if I did, it sees me, I won't start that fight at all. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like you made like 8 rams, which right was completely useless and a waste of a ton of res. And right, if you just had a scout there, and also like there's multiple things, right? Obviously, you should like I've told you, you always have a scout with your army at all times. But also like the Imperial Palace, you weren't doing the spy ability like almost the entire game. You just weren't using that ability, so you should have been using that as frequently as you could. Should keep queuing up units. So delay this fight. You should not attack yet. He's got a really big army. Do not fight. No, no, no. Oh my god. So this is still a game. You're still very much in this game. You might even be in the lead. I mean, if you look at score, you're winning. You're up in age. You have 5 relics, and you have actually elite units. So, like as you're playing, you might feel like you're in a bad spot, but you're probably like actually winning this game, or at the very least, it's a very close game. But like I've been saying, your imp, you need to delay this fight for as long as you can. Let these buildings die. It doesn't matter if he kills a barracks and an archer range and barracks, right? Fall back. Like you can maybe even get a university upgrade. You can get like max pop H4 army, right? There's no reason to fight right now. Especially here, it looks like your units are gonna like clump up into the buildings and maybe hit by mangonels. He's not doing equal damage yet. Everything's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So this is, you should not be fighting here. Oh my god, go back. Yeah, like this is horrible. This is where you're throwing the game, and yeah, you're still getting like elite upgrades coming in. Yeah, your income's way better than his, right? Yeah, remember I told you, like, only take a fight if you know you're gonna win the fight. And then once again, right, like you don't have any scouts with the army, you're kind of seeing his army, but I feel like you're kind of falling back into old habits where like you just fight just to fight for no reason. Like he's not pressing you to fight this, right? There's no reason for you to go in and initiate the fight. And like once again, it's you initiating the fight. Just like the last fight where you lost here, like you initiated the fight for Sim for no reason, and this is yeah. Yeah, this is like really bad. You're doing a kind of a good job like kiting. You're not like fully engaging. The fights, you're actually doing pretty decent here. Like it's a bad, it doesn't make sense to fight in this scenario, but you did a good job of like, I guess microing him, like not, like staying in the back with the Zunu. Yeah. Like you're still very much in this game. Like I mean, you're basically winning right now, so. And you were doing a really good job. I thought you were just going like right click, and I thought the fight was going to end right here, and that would have been like the worst thing possible. But you're doing a good job of like kind of attacking a little bit, then like backing up, not like fully engaging. Like you didn't have, like I said, it was still a mistake to engage to begin with, but at least you're like kiting and you're not fully engaging. Yeah, I mean, you should be backing up more. You only have 2 archer ranges. Hey, I mean, you're still doing okay in this fight. Yeah, you're gonna win this fight, it looks like. Okay, now you could just... You're starting to waste... You should have just actually attacked there. And you should try to click on the town center and have the town center target the mangonel. That would be pretty big. There you go, now you have Palace Guards. So this was a little bit of a miss micro, like the Palace Guards are getting on top of Siege, moshing them, but these guys could have been fighting too. Oh yeah, like okay, so he goes in behind this, but you're still winning. Like you have more upgrades than him, you have 5 relics. Now you should get Type Arms. I don't know if you have villagers in here or if you have military, but you gotta be careful not to, you have 8 somethings inside this village you gotta get out. So yeah, you should research Tithe Barns. You have 5 relics, so like this obviously be a very good upgrade. now that the fight's over, you should for sure get this. You should be building a university soon. You should probably like stone wall or at least wood wall there. Yeah, this is actually good. You could push and fight here. You just killed his army and you saw they just hit imp, so it's actually smart to attack right now. But it would be nice if you had scout. But as you're doing all this right, Typhon should obviously be in research. You should have a... Okay, so he's got a lot of siege. You gotta like back up a bit. So if you see the mangonels, what you should do actually is you can make a siege workshop and then train bombards and use the bombards to snipe his mangonels. That's really the best thing. But yeah, like, and you still have a ton of res, so just queue up a bunch of units, right? You have to queue up a bunch of units. You should be building a university. You should be getting all the university upgrades. You build siege workshop. You know, make bombards. Obviously, getting tight barns. I think you need to rebuild blacksmith. Yeah, the Great Bombard's fine. I mean, you could, if you have like a couple cannons, you could still focus the Great Bombard, but you still have a ton of res. I mean, this is horrible. This just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're going H3 again. This is, like, you just saw he has a huge Deathball army, and you're just wasting a shit ton of res on your dynasty. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, you should be 200 pop right now, and not wasting a ton of res on this age up. And also you're building it like in front of the base, which is insane. Treat that as siege. Oh, I guess that's not okay. It's not a horrible idea. I mean, it's not worth the investment. But if you're gonna build it like here. Why you're building it on your front line? Like that's very. This is a. And once again, like, you're fighting, you don't need to fight this, you're just fighting for no reason. Maybe you're doing it because the landmark is being built here. Like I said, cancel this landmark, it makes no sense build there. You know, build landmark right here. Okay, you're getting Typhon, it's good. Could have got a lot sooner, but... like, oh, man. Yeah, the main thing in these scenarios, make bombards to kill the siege. And, you know, if he doesn't have anti-cav, you can maybe go like horseman, but make bomb. Man, this is actually an awesome screenshot. Look at this cannon, like, firing. That actually looks sick. It was like cool time to pause. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna kind of kill a siege too. But the main thing, you can't have them clumped up like this. You either have to go in line formation or a spread formation. This is just, it's not worth it to attack like this. And the game's still not over, like, you're still very much in this. I mean, building landmark here, and then, like, this makes no sense. You're, right, increasing siege movement speed, no. Like, right now, you just have to try to not die in the next 2 minutes. You need siege, right? Getting the upgrade, this means absolutely nothing. I mean, you shouldn't get this when you don't have any bombards yet. I mean, the building landmark forward, you know, obviously made 0 sense. Yeah, you just gotta start queuing up units, build the siege workshop back here, and you can supervise the siege workshop. Get bombards out real quick. But yeah, it's still very much a game. You're still, like, maybe winning, so. And you got the 5 relics and, you know, now type arms research, so that's huge. Making the monks is really weird, but you need a university. You've been in imp for so long and you haven't built a university. I misclicked, okay. And you need to just build a siege workshop back here, and then you can supervise the siege workshop, and you could have 5 bombards like right now, or maybe not 5, but you could have like 4 bombards right now. Yeah, you're still like in a very good spot, but yeah, all you needed was to make bombards. Or, I mean, you still have insane amounts of res. So, like, you should be 200 pop with the amount of resources you have. Like, you just need to start spending your res. But yeah, main thing, build a stage workshop, finally university, finally. And then you can supervise the university so that the upgrades finish quicker. And yeah, there are things like this. This is what actually really nice. Like, so his army is really immobile, right? He has a lot of siege, which makes it, he has to keep his army here to protect the siege. So a lot of times when opponents do have siege, it's good to attack their eco, right? Like this is a perfect scenario where if he wants to keep these villas alive, he's gonna have to then stop sieging here, right? So this is good. Yeah, that's you could have obviously done stuff like this sooner, but oh my god, go! I mean that's huge, right? There's a bunch of villas there. You could have killed every single vill. I mean you're just super slow to react, but whatever. Okay, you built the university up. Oh my god, he actually picked up a relic for some reason. Oh my god. Put the relic back. No, do not attack. Oh, this is so bad. There's no... The story of this game, every fight is you forcing the fight to happen when you have a smaller army. And, like, once again, you're initiating this fight for another reason. You could have, like, 4 bombards be defending, you know, with your 5 relics, have 5 bombards sniping all of his siege. You know, you have 0 university upgrades, you've been in imp for like 10 minutes. So, yeah, it's another very bad fight to initiate. And then... you still have a ton of res, so like the game's not even like over. He's doing like very slow pushes. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Maybe you're trying to move them back to a safer spot, but yeah, I mean you're still in this game. You're doing a good job of like not giving up and not dying. Like he keeps having these like you keep losing these fights, but you're still in this game, so you're doing a good job staying in it, but you have to get the university upgrades, right? That's the most important thing. Oh, pagodas. Oh, yeah. That's actually really good. Yeah, you have 5 relics, China and pagodas. Like, yeah, you should not have lost this game. But, yeah, the main thing, like, yeah, university upgrades. You gotta remember to prioritize university upgrades when you're in imp. Alright, so you gotta rebuild houses and villages. You're doing a good job of like regrouping your army. I think these are things that you didn't used to do. I think before you'd like trickle your army in and then slowly lose them. You're doing a really good job of like, you're losing a huge fight, but then you're regrouping with your entire army. So that part's really good. Like, you know, to regroup and then just fight. I mean, he's 200 pop, his army's gonna be really strong, but yeah, the main things, I don't know, university upgrades, that was bad. You gotta just build a ton of houses. Yeah. You should wait a little longer. Try to wait until you get 200 pop here. Actually doing a really good job. Like, yeah, waiting until you're 200 pop. And then, you're still not 200 pop somehow. Like, oh, this is so bad. You have so many military buildings, but you just have nothing in queue. And you have like you have 16k res. Like, you just have to put things in queue, right? You have so much res, and you're not 200 pop and there's nothing in queue. And then, you're like half of your army's fighting here, half isn't. Yeah. Here's gonna lose this fight really bad. So lose a ton of those. Yeah, GG. Yeah, that game was all over the place, a bit of a mess, but so number one, you did like the fast castle, but you built all three military buildings, which is too much. If you're gonna like fast castle, just do like two military buildings. You redeem a replay? Yeah, it's $5 for a rec review. I think I'm gonna do the other game for AoE HK. Yeah, I think let's get into the next one. If you're gonna do another one. Yeah, so your fast castle was delayed a lot because you built like barracks, archer range, and a stable. You don't need all three buildings. You're also like building your barracks like really far away, which is bad. Just build it on top of the TC, like as close to the TC as possible. You're trying to like you built it outside of TC range, which is bad because I think you're trying to like maximize the room for the Imperial Academy landmark, but that's not good. It's built within TC range. Have scouts in your army, get a little bit better of macro. Villager, too much idle TC time. That's good for summarize. Check Barfest. All right, cool. Don't have that history. Game Barfest. Oh, against him. Okay. Oh, you don't have it on your history? I can check his account. What's the dude's name? Okay, so you guys played versus each other? Alright. Okay, who's getting charged for this? I'm gonna do commentary from both of your guys' point of view. Is AoE HK, since we're you're on the clock right now and we're doing coaching, is it fine if I just charge you? Alright, cool, man. Appreciate it. Congrats Barfest. Basically getting like a free rec review here. Thank courtesy of AoE HK. Oh, okay, some more time on it? Cool. Alright, so, let me look up your guys' accounts real quick. Alright, so Bartfast from Finland. So last season, Bartfast finished Platinum 2, and his highest rank was Diamond 1. So it's cool. You guys are both like basically like same exact rating about. You're both like Platinum to Diamond players. Maybe AoHK a little bit higher ranked typically, but nice. All right, cool. So yeah, Cliffside. So we got HRE versus French. That's pretty in classic matchup. So let's look at the HRE opening real quick. So with HRE, I always put 3 starting villagers on gold. That's like the standard HRE opening. And I don't build the house right away. Like you can see he's building a house like as soon as the game started, which is weird. Okay, he's doing a lot of very weird stuff. So let me, I guess, finish my train of thoughts. Number one, don't build your house right away. Obviously you have to build it before your TC goes idle, but usually you want to give yourself like a little bit of time, like 40 seconds or a minute or whatever, to look at the map and figure out where you're going to build the Aachen Chapel. And once you know where the chapel is going to go, then you can build the house away from where the chapel would be. So, if I was him, I'd put 3 starting villas on gold, the rest of your villas are on sheep, and then you're kind of looking at your place where you're going to build the chapel. Don't build the house yet, and then I would say, okay, the chapel, it makes sense to build the chapel right here. This is the best chapel placement because you can get the gold mine within the radius. It's always nice to build the chapel on top of a wood line that acts as lumber camp and supervises your wood bills, and then you can always move the sheep. And so you build the chapel here, and you'd move the sheep like here, so that all of your sheep villas are within the chapel radius also. And then since you're building the chapel right here, you don't want the house within the radius of the chapel because later on you're going to want to build farms around the chapel. So then I would build the house like right here, or here, like just anywhere outside of the chapel range. So feel free to roast. Sounds good. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a mistake there. Okay, and then number two, he's gathering wood, which is really weird. So H3, they can do a Spearman Rush in Age 1, which is actually pretty good for them. It's a strategy that they do, which makes sense. But if you're going to do a Age 1 Spear Rush, then you would not build a mining camp at the start of the game. You would save that wood to get the barracks up sooner, and you'd have your villagers on food and wood to make some spearmen. So this just doesn't make any sense. He's gathering wood, which maybe indicates he probably wants to build a barracks and spearmen, but he's also building a mining camp. So his opening just doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, very bad opening so far. Looking at AoE HK, he's playing as French. So playing their HRE, I would probably put some more builds on gold a little bit sooner. But what he's essentially doing here, in case the HRE player does rush, you want to make sure that you get enough gold age up before, so you're not denied. So yeah, you should prioritize the gold builds a little bit with French. Which he is essentially doing. Yeah. So yeah, AOHK's opening looks pretty normal. The house, it's fine. I mean, you could argue you should have left space for a farm and built it like here, but that's whatever, it's fine. Alright, and then, yes, looking at this guy, so he's about to have idle TC, so Bardfast's opening is, like, extremely, extremely bad. Right, it's just because he built a mining camp. So he's basically trying to do, two different things at the same time. And he's just not committing to a plan, so he's about to have idle TC time, and yeah, this is just very odd opening. Okay, so yeah, he is building barracks, he's planning on doing a barracks rush, and now he's got idle TC, so very, very bad opening. And he's also not going to be able to make spearmen as soon as the barracks gets built. The barracks is built very, very late, so the spearmen are arriving, being made super, super late, so yeah, so Bardfast, if you do the Spearman Rush, don't put any villagers on gold until after you make a couple Spearmen, right? So yeah, you wouldn't build a mining camp, you wouldn't put any villagers on gold, you would have already had Spearmen walking towards the opponent, you would have not had idle TC, so yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, AoE, it's a little scary that you only have 2 villagers on gold, because we're if he did do a Spearman Rush, I mean, the Spearman should already be attacking your villas, but his Spearman Rush is insanely, insanely slow, so we're I guess, getting lucky and getting away with it. Alright, yep, good landmark. Yep, AoE, yeah, playing good so far. Well, I mean, the only thing I would have said is maybe put more villas on gold a little bit sooner, but so this guy's kind of Spearman rushing, but okay, and he's actually building a tower, which is actually can be good. So AoEHK is building a tower himself, which this is actually very bad. Yeah, this is horrible. I think I've told you this before, but yeah, building a tower is bad if you're getting tower rushed. Yeah, this is just bad. So, obviously, if AoEHK loses a villager here, this is going to be really bad. He needs to pull his villager back. But let's say AoEHK builds this tower and it gets up. All the opponent has to do is build a tower, and then he still pushes you off the gold mine. This tower will do nothing, because he can build a tower outside of your tower range, and then he can upgrade arrow slits, and then your gold mines still can't be used. So yeah, the tower, never make a tower against a tower rush. Yeah, the tower rush is odd, right? Because he came super late, but it just doesn't make sense. Even with seeing the spearmen, you shouldn't have done this. You could have just gotten archer range up a little bit sooner, and yeah, I don't know. This is just a mess. So his tower is really good. He's actually building his tower perfect, where it's basically exactly what I was saying. His tower is really far from your tower. His tower is outside of the range of your tower, but his tower is going to be in range of your gold villagers, like after he gets like arrow slits. He could have built it a little bit closer and then actually not needed arrow slits, but yeah. And then you have like Barfast's eco is like incredibly bad, right? Like way too much gold. Yeah, he's all over the place, obviously. He needs to age up. Yeah. Do you have I think you have a villa inside your town center. Alright, so yeah, I mean once this tower gets up, you just have to abandon this gold mine. Yeah, looks like you're able to maybe keep gathering there a little bit because he doesn't have arrow slits. I don't know, it might have started shooting you, but that's not that big of a deal. So usually when, with French, or really with any civ, when you get pushed off a gold mine, the best thing is actually to just go to a different gold mine and not to try to kill his tower. So I think AoE can maybe try and do that now. He's going to try to scout, see where his second gold mine is. And yeah, it's actually right here. Okay, I think he already has it scouted, it's just a UI's bug. So this is really good. He's going to this gold mine. He does need to obviously gather some wood. This is where it'd be nice, where you can build a tower. You can build a tower here and the mining camp. Yeah, this tower is obviously wasted resources, but fine. So he's queuing up bills. So he doesn't have enough wood for a tower yet, so it's fine. You gotta just build a lumber camp. And take a look at the HRE player. I'm using 8 bills age up, which is kind of odd. I mean, he's aging really late, so it's whatever. He's got a ton of gold. The main thing with this is bad. So anytime you make a knight, you always want to have the knight needs to have a target, right? As soon as the knight gets trained, he should have a goal in mind, right? He should be going to attack a specific villager. Like your knight, I guess you're maybe using your scout. Well, I don't know. Your scout is out of position, right? Like you don't have the opponent scouted at all. This knight could be killing these gold bills right now, right? But it's just doing like nothing. So I went back to return sheep. Yeah, but even now it's like, you know, the opponent's base is here, right? So you could like, you should be scouting over here with the knight, even without the scout. But yeah, you have 2 knights that are just not doing anything yet, so it's obviously a little bit rough. Alright, so now you're gonna start moving, finally, good. So, yeah, you overcommitted, it's fine, back up. Okay, now go around, so you know where TC is. You know, keep trying to raid, go around. You're taking like a really wide route for no reason. But you have to be doing damage with these knights. You're moving like really slow with them. And yeah, like this tower obviously never should have got built. Like you could have had knights here way sooner. But you're going very slow with the knights. You get an eco upgrades behind it, which is nice. Like yeah, you're just you gotta be more aggressive with the knights. You're just not doing anything with them for so long. Okay, now there's that point where the knights just have no value because the tower's here and they can't do anything, but yeah, like these knights could have like basically won the game or got you a ton of value and you just didn't do anything with them forever, so yeah, not good. Oh my god. Okay, this just doesn't make any sense. You're going like insanely far for a hunt. You could just go on this hunt. This tower, even if you upgrades it, it's not gonna be able to be in range of the hunt. And this would be way safer, way easier for you to protect, way closer. Yeah. You're going like some extremely far hunt. Yeah, you're gonna lose the knight, get back. I mean, it's okay-ish if you keep them alive, I guess, but it's good not to lose the knight at least. Yeah, this is not good. They're going, I mean, that's so much walking time. And you didn't have wheelbarrow either, so the villas were like super slow. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is good. No, do not attack with this one. That's bad. Oh boy. So yeah, you just like deleted Knight for no reason. That was good to charge with this Knight because he had like full HP, but the other one you should just sent back. Like that was really. There's no way you should have lost that Knight, right? Like you just told a Knight with like 20 HP to attack underneath the tower. So that was really bad. Alright, looking at the HRE perspective, yeah, the tower, he made the tower, which is really nice. He still got a decent amount of sheep. He built the mine work, which is odd. Yeah, it's not really a better landmark. You should do chapel, not mine work. So one really cool trick with HRE is that so their arrow slits is a little bit cheaper, and HRE villagers like can carry more resources by default. So what a lot of HRE players will do, you only need 3 villagers to gather enough res to research arrow slits. So what you could do is you could select 3 villagers like here, and then have them gather from this stone mine. Don't build a mining camp, but just have them gather and then drop it off at TC. And they, it's called like long haul gathering or whatever. And yeah, so you just use exactly 3 villagers, have them gather without building mining camp, drop it off TC, and then you have enough stone to research arrow slits, which is really nice. So that would be pretty beneficial for the HRE player here. And yeah, this is actually a nice tower since he's running out of hunt. Yeah, this is actually a good micro there. Maybe a little bit of overreaction. And then here, like these spearmen, if you did that if you upgrade the arrow slits, then these spearmen could be like, they wouldn't have to be protecting this gold mine, they could be over here. Yeah. I got idle TC. Oh, do not lose another knight. You keep it alive, which is good. So yeah, HRE players, I got idle TC. Obviously needs to make bills. Nice. I mean, blacksmith's probably a little early, but that's okay. You should research wheelbarrow. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you gotta get wheelbarrow and get survival techniques here. Oh, we put a lot of those on gold. Oh, oh no. Alright, again, survival techniques, which is good. Definitely need to get wheelbarrow. You could get horticulture too. You have some bills on sheep and you're maybe put bills on berries, so that would be good to get horticulture. Let's take a look. I got a lot of bills in Q, which is good. Going a little bit risky here on like some far berries with only a single spearman protecting. It's definitely a little bit risky. These, okay, this is a little slight. This actually isn't smart. It's better. Yeah, especially like you could get caught out if AoEHK had like a lot of knights and archers. Not really worth it to move these spearmen around like this. I think you're looking for his eco, but it'd probably be better for them to be here. Like imagine if knights show up here, but you could actually siege this tower right now. I mean, it wouldn't be a horrible idea because there's just no villagers in it and there's no arrow slits. So, well, I guess the TC might be in range, but you could also just do emergency repair. But you kind of didn't have to back up that early. I could actually go back. Okay, what is he doing with these knights? Okay, now so he decides to just siege this down. Or now he changes his mind. Okay, he sees these guys. Yeah, so this is actually a bad trade. This is good for AoEHK. These spearmen are just gonna like die. You could build like another mill right here. They're walking really far. And never got wheelbarrow. That's really, really bad. It's better, like as a French player, it's better to just stage 2 for quite a bit. I mean, I don't know, you're floating a lot of res. You could have been making units a lot quicker. This is a really nice cleanup. So yeah, AOHK is in a good spot here. He's winning right now. Then you could kill this tower too. Now you got a decent sized army. If you want, you can go for the tower. Oh no, villager, I think accidentally going this way. I mean, no wheelbarrow. Obviously, really big mistake. Doesn't also, yeah, could just get horticulture. Alright. And then the HRE player. Yeah. Though, actually, it's kind of a shitty spawn. Like, all of the hunt's forward. So I was gonna say you could maybe build a tower on, like, hunt, but yeah, it's a little bit rough where, like, all of your hunt and boars kind of spawn forward. You could maybe build, like, send 10 villagers here on this hunt and build 2 towers to try to secure that hunt. That would probably be the best thing for you to do. But you really also don't have much army right now, though, so you're kind of struggling. Yeah, this is actually good. Try to track down these if you can. It's not the biggest thing, but it'd be nice. We'll pick up. Alright. Yep, no, fight! Oh my god, do not back up. This is you're trying to be a little bit too fancy with the archer micro. Just kill them. Like, you have like 8 knights versus 3 spearmen, and your knights healed. Like, now they maybe are gonna escape. Like, you should just track them down and kill them. Okay, good. Alright. Yeah, this game you're playing, well, I was gonna say, I guess pretty good AOHK, but yeah, I mean, I guess you just forgot wheelbarrow or what? Yeah, that's nice. Just finally kill a tower, get rid of it. Yeah, so Barkfest, instead of building these farms, like the farms are a pretty big investment, right? They cost 75 wood each, so that obviously is a lot of wood, and farms gather slower than hunt, so it would have been way better if you just grab 10 villagers, build 1 tower here, build 1 tower here, and then build a mill right here. And there's 7 deer, it's like over 2,000 food, so it's a lot of food, and it gathers, a lot quicker than farms. So yeah, that would have been better than instead of the farms, I would say. Getting textiles, this is good. It's always good to get textiles. Like, at some point, you don't want to wait too long. So yeah, it's fine to get textiles here. There's deer right. I mean, this doesn't make any sense, right? Like, AOHK is going on these berries, but there's deer right here. Like, you could just build. He's building a tower too, right? Like, you build 1 tower here and then be on the deer. And berries, it's the slowest resource in the entire game, and deer are basically like the fastest resource in the entire game. So right now, AOHK is deciding to gather the slowest resource instead of gathering the fastest resource, which doesn't make sense. Oh, and there we go, going for boar. Yeah, that's really nice. That's good. One thing is, sometimes players will send like only 5 villagers on the boar, and they'll use like military units to kill the boar, but then only have 5 villagers gathered from the boar. In that way, because there's only 5 garrison spots in the tower, so like if knights come, you're not gonna be able to fit all 8 villas in there. So sometimes players will only put 5 on it, so that every villa has a garrison spot. And this is interesting. So you did the double towers here, but I mean, you're kind of playing pretty defensive and didn't have many units, but a double tower here would have been really nice. Yeah, this is good going for this boar smart. But like I said, I mean, this probably would have made a little more sense, but no, yeah, the boar, this is a really good play going for the boar. So yeah, that's a good job, AOHK. Just pull your villas back, wait for your army to get here. Looks like you did lose a few villas, but do not. I mean, your army's a little bit out of position. This is where you just can do select all military, just attack, move, right? Just fight this. You're gonna easily clean up. And you're losing like a little bit more units than you should. Fight, fight, fight! Just fight. Here's like where I feel like you're being too passive. You're like trying to be too fancy with the micro. He's got like 5 units and you have like 20 knights. Just attack, right? And you're probably like spending too much APM on this. And you just easily clean this army. Okay. So from AOHK, he just killed a lot of units. He also maybe lost a couple villas. This is where AOHK should attack the opponent and try to like win the game. You have a lot of units, and your macro's pretty good. You're like kind of all inning. So you, as soon as you kill that army, you should be beelining it to his base. And really, you should be looking for his food eco, right? Like he's probably got his villagers out on food sources. So you know, look, go and attack him and try to find out where the opponent's economy is. And this is another game where, like, I think AOHK, I think you lose this game. This is another game where, like, there should be a 0 chance for you to lose. Like, you're massively, massively ahead right now. I'm not sure what these villas are doing. Oh my god, do not tell me, what are these villas doing? Okay, you gotta try to not, like, keep changing your mind. These villas were, like, walking around a lot. And I don't know, if you, like, somehow are not noticing this deer, or I'm not really sure what's happening there. Alright, so this is nice free pickup. This is where you should train scouts, right? You do have or do you have a scout? Yeah, I think you have 1 scout. You could train a couple, even like more scouts. You overlook the cluster. That's painful. Yeah, I mean, just I don't know. Make sure you're looking at the minimap every so often. But yeah, try to find his eco, right? Like check his deer, check the boar. Obviously, like if you just send your army this way, you would end the game, right? The game just ends if you go this way. He's got like 8 villas here. He's got villas here. Easily kill his entire army. Oh my god! Do not do rams. Never. You have a lot of siege power with knights. Just use your knights to siege. And you shouldn't be trying to. You're right. Like your thinking is like, okay, I want to attack my opponent and kind of end the game, so I won some small fights. Which is correct, but you should be looking for the eco, like see if there's any eco spread out, rather than like diving in the HRE emergency repair TC. So, yeah, like going for siege engineering is not smart. Just make more knights. Yeah, try to get out of the habit of I don't know, making rams. Alright, so bird fast agent with Burger, which is actually a good idea. Yeah, I mean, just missing the hunt is... ouch. Yeah, like you have this huge army, but you didn't do anything with it. And, yeah, I mean, you're going for this hunt instead of going for this hunt. Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good that you're playing different civs. I mean, you're playing them all at, like, similar levels, so... yeah, like I think your Chinese and your French, you know, basically like the same skill level. But yeah, I'm making some mistakes. Yeah, I mean you have way too many bills on wood. Obviously the deer that I guess you're somehow not seeing, you know, some berries here. You could start making some farms, but I mean obviously the deer first. This is a really nice catch. This is huge. You're having a lot of like very good trades. And now you have such a big army, you should probably like... He just aged, so you should actually age yourself. Because you have a lot of knights, so you can upgrade the knights. I mean, you could attack, but... Main thing is like... Okay, there, finally, you see, you go on the hunt. Yeah, I mean, you're still, I'd say, have a very good lead. Yeah, so Barfast is being smart, doing like the Burgrave, like pure infantry army is actually really good, and they're all both upgraded. So yeah, this is a big fight. Obviously, you want to try to kite as much as possible, as you have a lot of archers. These are H2 units, so you can either kite his army like crazy, or you could send all of your knights into his base and like try to kill his villas, like a base trade scenario. But even here, you should be backing up more, like kind of engaging too quickly with your army. You should be, yeah, you have so many archers, like, there's no reason to fight straight up here. Like, you could kite a lot more. The fight might go okay for, yeah, this is just a very, very poorly microed, honestly. Yeah, when you have that many archers, like this is the type of fight where you kite. Yeah, that was a huge throw from AOHK. He had like a massive lead before that fight, and now, yeah, now he's actually like very far behind. Yeah, you just gotta kite with the archers. I don't know, not much to say there. You could have, yeah, I mean, you went on these bears way too late. You could have delayed that fight, and maybe like went castle and upgrade your knights. But yeah, I mean, that fight was a disaster. And then yeah, from here it's over. That's a tough one. There's another game where like AOHK you had a huge lead, I'd say, and yeah, you kind of just threw it very poorly. Especially when it's just this giant melee ball, like you have to kite with the archers a lot. You know, try to put the archers in like line formation, shoot back up, shoot back up, you know, shoot back up. And now this army's just not gonna die. Yeah, GG. Yeah, that was a good job by, I guess, Barfast getting up. So, yeah, I guess quick summary. You know, Barfast did like the spearman rush, but he built the mining camp. His rush was horrible, obviously, right? Like he did like an H1 spear rush, but not really because he gathered a ton of gold. Spearman came insanely late. AOHK actually played pretty good that game. I mean, you just did some weird things, like you like crossed. I mean, yeah, you're still doing some things that just don't make any sense. Like you crossed like the entire map, went insanely far to build together deer, like way on the opposite side of the map at like 7 minutes. When there's like deer right next to you that you could have gathered, or you could have gathered your second further deer. And then you know you've got the wheelbarrow for a long time. Yeah, and then the main fight you just didn't kite at all.